Back on the MSG 150 presented by Chase, Bill Pito, John Wallace, and the pride of Huntington, New York, Long Island's Chris Algieri, welterweight champ. Great to see you. How you doing?
Doing excellent. Great to be here. All
right, so on June 1st, it's fight night at MSG, and you're going to be on the card taking on Tommy Coyle. Why is this fight so important for you?
For one, we're fighting in the big room of the Garden. You know, this is a huge, huge opportunity, the mecca of boxing. This is what we all dream about as fighters growing up. The MSG mystique is a very, very real thing in the gyms. So being able to come back to the Garden and to fight there in the big room is a huge opportunity.
Now, Chris, you're known as the Fighting Collegian. Mm-hmm. All right, can you touch on that a little bit? Do you really like that nickname?
You know, I like the nickname because of where it came from. It came from Michael Buffer. It was right before I fought Ruslan Provodnikov for my WBO world title, and I get a phone call. This is literally hours before the fight. I'm in my dressing room. I get a phone call from my promoter, Joe DeGuardi, and he goes, "Hey, what do you think about this name?" He goes, "Michael Buffer read it and said he wanted to call you this. What do you think?" And I said, "Yeah, Michael Buffer said so. Let's do it." He is the man, absolutely. So
yeah. Is that because of all your education?
So yeah, I have a master's degree from NYIT. My undergraduate degree is from Stony Brook University. I'm a Long Island guy. I got all my education from Long Island. And apparently there's not a lot of fighters who have advanced degrees.
Yeah, you have a master's in clinical nutrition.
That's
now, does that mean that I can't eat Mike and Ike's anymore? Or what?
You can eat whatever you want.
But you're not eating
No, I'm not eating it, no.
Well, Chris, I want to go back to the Provodnikov fight because that's the fight you're really known for.
Yep.
Honestly, that's the fight that really made me a fan of yours forever. Like to get off the canvas, to fight basically with one eye against a guy who was probably the hardest puncher you've ever went against.
Yeah, for sure.
We were talking in the back. Mm-hmm. And can you touch on that fight? I mean, I know it's brought you so much recognition, and everyone really brings that fight up to you all the time because it was like such a huge badge of honor for you to do what you did.
Yeah, it was one of those nights where I just wasn't coming home with a loss. You know, I knew going in that night that
True New Yorker, baby. I love it.
I was going to find a way to win no matter what. I was actually mad at myself that I got hit with the shot that hurt my face because that was not in the plan. That was not in the game plan going in. I was supposed to box his shoes off, really make him miss a lot, pick it up later in the fight and run away with it. But so I kind of had to fight from behind the eight ball from round number one on. But there was no quitting me that night. I was not going to lose. I was not leaving that place, that building without my belt.
So this is your third fight since a layoff of about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Why did you take the layoff, and what made you come back?
There was a host of reasons for the layoff. For health-wise, promotional-wise, contract-wise, legal stuff. So there was a lot going on. I'm so happy that's all behind me now. My body feels great. I'm 35 years young, but my body feels good. And to be back and be busy in the sport, I couldn't be happier.
All right, so you got that master's in nutrition, clinical nutrition.
That's right.
And you put it to good use because we have a shot here of the Fighter's Kitchen. It's your cookbook. Mm-hmm. Tell us about a recipe or two.
Yeah, so honestly, the book has been something I've been working on since like 2014. I had Penguin Random House reach out to me and say, "Hey, do you want to author this book?" And I was like, "Man, I've been doing this for years. I'm ready. Let's rock." And I learned how to cook while being in camps, living in hotel rooms while I'm in training camps and trying to kind of fend for myself and figure out healthy ways to eat. I studied nutrition, like you said, at NYIT and just put it towards my athleticism.
So what's the best meal for a fighter?
You know,
in training.
So keep it simple. You know, that's the great thing about the book too. There's everything in there you can find in regular grocery stores, and you can do it yourself. I did most of these recipes in a hotel room. You can make them work. But really, just keeping it simple. Oats and eggs, and salmon and broccoli, sweet potatoes, ground beef. Fighters put out so much that you don't have to really be so choosy when it comes to making weight.
Now, Chris, I have a question. How do you guys deal with the whole weight cut, mm-hmm. and then the next day to putting the weight back on? Like, can you really talk about that? Like really dive into it. Because I would like to know. Because I in my mind, I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to go through this weight cut and weight gain process. Mm-hmm. All right. So I want to hear how should I do it properly.
So the idea is during the training camp, like you don't want to have to worry about making weight during camp. You want to work on your skills to get better for fight night, right? But during the camp, you're gonna get to as lean as you possibly can because you don't need any extra weight in that ring. You know, as far as I'm concerned, a fighter and a boxer is a high-performance vehicle. You don't need any extra weight, any drag, right? So you get lean, get to a point where you're within the range where you can actually make the weight to step on the scale, and then it's just a water trick. You're pulling the water out of your body, step on the scale, and then you put the water back in. It's a mild dehydration. Some guys do a lot more than than is safe. And we've seen that before, but in terms of how most fighters do it and how I have my guys do it and the way I do it, it's a very mild dehydration. You take the water out of your body, step on the scale, put it back in, so you're healthy, you're ready to perform, and most importantly, your brain is hydrated, because that's where the number one danger is in a boxing ring.
I think I'm having a little bit.
Well, these hot lights, they can dehydrate you quick.
Huntington, obviously on Long Island. Long Island accent recently voted as the worst accent in the United States.
Wow.
But you don't have an accent.
I've traveled a lot.
Coffee?
Coffee.
No, you don't
Ca.
say.
No,
That's Boston.
That's Boston, yeah.
Coffee?
Dog.
Do you say idea?
No.
That's idea, right?
Idea, yeah.
So you don't qualify.
I think I might have had it when I was younger, but from my kickboxing background, I traveled all over the world. You know, I've been traveling quite a bit, so I think I might have lost it along the way.
All right, Chris. So Anthony Joshua, the heavyweight, was on May 6th, our show debut.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. Come on over here. I had a little bit of a reach problem against him, and this is more my.
You might have a little reach problem with me
You
too.
think so? Here, come on over here to our face-off situation. Now, this is don't hit me now. But I was up like that. I could. I mean, this is.
This is a little.
What weight do you have to be for your weight class?
140 pounds, junior welterweight.
Ain't happening. Ain't happening.
Dude, you're about one what?
Depends on the day. Best of luck, June 1st.
Thank you. Appreciate
Pleasure
it.
to meet you. Thanks for dropping by.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris Algieri getting ready for his fight on June the 1st at MSG. For more great videos from the MSG 150, check out right there. And remember, our show is on Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10:30 p.m. on MSG Network and MSG Go.